Welcome back to a Zoomy Moon vlog of sorts. This is a slightly different one and something I'd like to do more of in the future. It's a sit down with a cup of tea kind of one. Luca and I decided to do a work away during our travel, and we found this really fascinating and inspiring person that we felt the world needed to know about. We were in Johor Bahru for just a week, a city in Malaysia just at the border of Singapore. After struggling to sleep and some fever in Singapore, we thought staying in someone's home would feel better. Little did we know that things would still be a little tough, but it was nice to be in a new place. So day one started with us getting up bright and early and discovering Sharon's beautiful garden.
The one with the red flower? Yeah. The big, yeah. And guava leaves are good for the gums. So you can take it and chew on it and make perfume from this. Can you get the smell?
Oh, it's like a pear of sorts.
What you got there?
Big wood.
Big wood. Big wood. My cutie's building a shelf. You so grumpy?
No problem.
They're gonna think I'm so annoying. Chopping wood.
Oh.
Oh, it's starting already. Hi, I'm Shirin. I came here like 6 years ago, and it was actually by accident. A friend of mine brought me here because we shared the same interests. We liked avocados, and we thought we wanted to grow avocado trees. So she told me that there was a piece of land that was not being used. So she showed it to me, and I thought, wow, it looks really beautiful. I'm going to just, try to do some gardening around here. And then I just started gardening. It was just a dumping ground. People were throwing out all kinds of stuff here from the neighborhood. So I would clear out the stuff, try to fertilize the soil because the soil wasn't beautiful. So I would collect a lot of compost and cardboard and lots of leaves and branches and just let it mulch on the ground. And little by little, the ground started to be fertilized. And from there, I could grow fruit trees. I would start with the easiest, like tapioca and moringa. And from there, build my little garden to more things like mango trees and jackfruit and soursop and bananas. But it was too much for me because it's like half an acre, and that's too big for me to handle. So a friend of mine suggested that I get lots of volunteers to help me out. And they have been a great help. Like without them, I would have not achieved so much as I have done now.
Getting there. It is very muddy.
And now a lot of people come to this garden to see what it looks like, because before there was nothing much to see but grass. And now you see lots of flowers and fruits and berries, and you could come around and walk and harvest things wherever they are. Like here is a jackfruit tree, and here's a papaya tree, and that's a chiku, that's moringa. So the aim is to create a food forest so that as you walk, you could harvest whatever you see around you. kids could come here eventually and learn about where the fruits and vegetables come from. Because a lot of the kids today, they don't even know what a pineapple tree looks like. And that they understand how nature works.
Struggling.
It's just so rusted that they gonna look like a complete mess. I know how to do this stuff.
Are you sure? Sharon brings us little snacks every day. So sweet. She's so kind. Potato. Wow. Luca loves his potatoes.
We should add a little salt on top there. Keep changing it.
What did she say?
Let's go on a vacation, she said. It's gonna be fun, she said. And then it's like sickness and labor. There's all of the palm beaches, the reefs, and the...
Careful with that thing.
I'm a pro.
It's called work away. It's not called holiday away.
Oh, you told me it was gonna be a holiday, not a workout day.
Luca wanted me to film him just to show people that he can actually saw. Wow.
See, with an actual one that works, it's not the right type, but it does.
Look at that. Well done.
Just like a breadstick. And I will know about it because I'm Italian, yeah.
Ooh, dusty.
Yeah, I've always liked traveling. Since I was a kid, I would always dream about traveling. And I used to go out when I was a teenager and just meet travelers on the street, or if they were picnicking somewhere, and just ask them if they would like to come and stay with me. And then they would just look at me and they say, oh, okay. And then I would just invite them to my place. And they would stay with me for a few days, with me and my family. And then we would become very close friends. And much later, when I was able to go to Europe, they would invite me to their houses. And then I met this one person who I traveled with for a few months, and she was from Berlin. We just met like randomly in India, and we said we wanted to travel together. And we did, and then we became very close, and we separated in Moscow. And after we separated, she would always call me up and say, when are you coming to Berlin? And I had gone to Sweden then, and I would say, yeah, okay, I will come. I saw Berlin and I thought, wow, this is the city that I want to live. And this was in 1993. And I liked Berlin so much that I just continued to stay there. I enjoyed the culture there and the lifestyle there. It was so different to Singapore. It's like you could be who you are and nobody would judge you. It was a place where it was full of artists and musicians and people in theater. And during that time, I would spend a lot of time on painting. And I worked really hard on my paintings. I had found myself a squat, and I would go dumpster diving for food. So I didn't have much expenditure. I was happy with what I was doing. But the only thing that bothered me was the weather. It was too dark. It was like 6 months of darkness. And coming from Singapore, it was difficult to handle. It makes you depressed, and you start to dream about the sun. Finally, I thought, okay, maybe I'll leave. Me and my mom, we would come to Malaysia, to Johor Bahru. And it was not easy for me to, start this new life here, because I was so used to the life in Europe. I had to learn to be more traditional. I couldn't express myself as I did when I was in Berlin. For example, I couldn't express myself in my paintings because my paintings were more like fantasy. I don't think the people here would appreciate what I painted. They might think that it's too unusual for them. So then I thought maybe I would try gardening, because that's also my second love. And just observe nature, how it works.
My poor Luca couldn't come to work today. He was throwing up during the night and some other things you don't really want the details of. You look way too relaxed. You need to be more ill looking.
I'm not here to fake stuff. This
Well,
is me right now.
Well, I didn't
I
film
still
you
look
when you were
fabulous
ill.
after a whole night of not being able to sleep, okay?
Don't pretend you're sleeping.
Huh?
What did you just say?
Okay.
You said you miss UK food. You miss UK food.
It's been the fever,
Yeah, right.
delirium.
Yeah, right. We've really had a pretty rough start to this holiday. Yeah, it's been a bit tough. It's been very tough. I'm, for the first time, feeling a little bit better. But the heat and the mosquitoes. I was just on my bicycle picking up these 2 sand buckets, and it was actually in front of the house of this like rich dude that was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, just getting sand for my garden." And he was like, "Okay." And then I went back, like, because I went several times to get stuff by myself, and the second time he was like, "Why do you need so much sand?" And I was like, "Oh, it's just the path in my garden." And then these other guys were like helping me fill up the bucket, and they were like, "Where do you live?" And I was like, "Oh, round the corner." And then I don't know, these people must be like, what in the world is this random white woman dressed like a farmer doing in this rich neighborhood, picking up sand? And so funny. So funny.
Well, my dream is to create awareness, is to teach people, young people, to appreciate nature. Because we're destroying it too fast with consumerism. We are buying and buying and buying unnecessary things and then throwing it away when it doesn't work. So I would like to show people how they can grow and create their own food and not depend on the system, because the system will make us sick. Because that's how it works. When people buy and buy, they just throw and throw. And they throw out a lot of stuff whenever they're doing renovation work. So I would go there with my team and look for all kinds of stuff that we might need for our pathways or building. My favorite place about this place is the peace that I get when I come here, because I feel like I'm suddenly in the jungle. I just hear the birds, the sound of the wind and the leaves, what I aim to do is to show people how they can let nature provide for them, but using nature's way of doing things. So learn from nature and try to mimic nature. Actually, there is a lot of food everywhere, but we just have lost the knowledge. We don't know what to eat because nobody's there to teach us. Now, what we have here, this is spinach. And this is mint. And this is also edible. This is supposed to be good for the eyes. And this is a kind of basil. So look how they are growing together. And they are helping each other. So the point is, I want all the plants to help each other. I would suggest that you learn more about what is edible around here. Even this, you can eat the beans, you can eat the leaves, you can eat them raw or you can steam them. My friend would go out and start picking things. I thought, what was she doing? And then when we sat down to eat, she was picking all these things for a salad. And this is very nice for spaghetti. It's a kind of aubergine. You can put it in or you can steam it.
Staying with Shirin was such a inspiring experience, really. Seeing how she is so aware and in touch with the nature that surrounds her and how she can make the most of it, starting only from this abandoned space that otherwise would have been left to be forgotten. It's just something really special that I've never seen before.
What you up to?
Nailing
Nailing? What you making?
a shelf.
A shelf?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I tried.
Oh, you did a fantastic job.
We are really grateful to have worked on this beautiful project, even if for just a week. It has really been inspiring to us to think of ways we can be more in touch with nature, but also to understand traveling as a way to connect with different ways of living.
Good spot, eh?
Mm-hmm. Sweaty.
What did you guys think of Shirin's project? If you like this video, please comment and subscribe. We would love to do more of this kind of content in the future. So yeah, thank you very much and see you next time, hopefully. Bye.